You can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. If there is any one secret of success, it lies in the ability to get the other person's point of view and see things from that person's angle as well as from your own. Employers only handle the money. It is the customer who pays the wages. Thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason so few engage in it. You don't have to hold a position in order to be a leader. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. As we advance in life, we learn the limits of our abilities. If you think you can do a thing or think you can't do a thing, you're right. It has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste. If I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. I do not believe a man can ever leave his business. He ought to think of it by day and dream of it by night. Enthusiasm is the yeast that makes your hopes shine to the stars. Quality means doing it right when no one is looking. One of the greatest discoveries a man makes, one of his great surprises, is to find he can do what he was afraid he couldn't do. An idealist is a person who helps other people to be prosperous. I believe God is managing affairs, and that He doesn't need any advice from me. With God in charge, I believe everything will work out for the best in the end. So what is there to worry about? To do more for the world than the world does for you, that is success. Vision without execution is just hallucination. There is one rule for the industrialist, and that is, make the best quality goods possible at the lowest cost possible, paying the highest wages possible. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. Don't find fault, find a remedy. The highest use of capital is not to make more money, but to make money do more for the betterment of life. There is no man living who isn't capable of doing more than he thinks he can do. The only real security that a man can have in this world is a reserve of knowledge, experience, and ability. A business that makes nothing but money is a poor business. You can't learn in school what the world is going to do next year. I am looking for a lot of men who have an infinite capacity to not know what can't be done. The market is never saturated with a good product, but it is very quickly saturated with a bad one. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. The man who will use his skill and constructive imagination to see how much he can give for $1, instead of how little he can give for $1, is bound to succeed. I cannot discover that anyone knows enough to say what is and what is definitely not possible. A business absolutely devoted to service will have only one worry about profits. They will be embarrassingly large. Before everything else, getting ready is the secret of success. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. The competitor to be feared is one who never bothers about you at all, but goes on making his own business better all the time. Competition is the keen cutting edge of business, always shaving away at costs. There is joy in work. There is no happiness except in the realization that we have accomplished something